You are there, mate?
Stephen?
Yeah, mate.
Stephen, I've got. Listen, matey, you've caused me a big problem. You know that?
What, mate?
Well, did you hear the shouting and screaming? There was me and my wife having a bust up. And I
Okay.
tell you what's been going on. She's look, as you know, she's just come out of hospital,
Yeah.
and you delivered some flowers to the door.
Yeah, because she just came out of hospital, mate.
Yeah, I know that she's just come out of hospital. The problem is, matey, that I never ever buy flowers for my wife, and it's caused a rift between the two of us.
Okay.
She said, if the bloke from over the road can give me flowers when I come out of hospital, why the bloody can't you? So I'm really pissed off with you because you've come between me and my wife.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, but mate, I was just trying to be a good neighbour, mate, because she's
No,
having.
no, 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 no. If you want to do that sort of thing, you run it through me first, right? You check with me to see if it's the right thing to do. You know, I never buy my wife anything. No chocolates, no flowers, no nothing. I never take her out. We never go to a restaurant, nothing. And she's got bloody used to that. And what's going to happen now? She's come out of hospital, and you've given her bloody flowers, and we've had a bust up. And I put this all down to you. You keep your bloody flowers to yourself. You buy your girlfriend flowers if you want to. You leave my wife alone.
Mate,
Because...
mate, your wife just got out of the hospital, mate, and then got her some flowers. Like,
So what? So
I
what?
just don't understand.
I mean,
You're bothering me, mate. Oh, because you got like a little domestic.
listen,
I don't see
that's
how
got
this
nothing to
is.
do with you.
I don't see
How I
what.
treat my...
Yeah, but mate, I
I
don't see
don't
what's
care.
wrong here, mate.
How I treat my wife is my business, but you come between us, right?
Yeah, but I'm not
Now
trying to
she
come between
expects
you, mate.
flowers.
She was in the
Yeah,
hospital.
she
She was in the
expects
hospital.
flowers
Everyone in the
every
neighbourhood
time she deals.
knew that like
She's
your
gonna
wife
get
was in the
flowers.
hospital, yeah. So then I got her some
You
flowers.
have
Just make sure that she's
you
okay.
sodded my. Listen, you have come between me and my wife.
How have I
Right
come
now,
between you
she
and your
has
wife?
expectations. When she was married to me, she's been married to me for 6 years. She's never had expectations of anything, and now she's got expectations having flowers. And
Yeah, but mate,
it's
she was in the
just
hospital. She was in the hospital.
ruined it for me.
She
That's
was in
what
the
you've
hospital,
done.
mate. She was in the hospital.
Keep your bloody flowers to yourself.
Yeah, but mate, your wife was in the hospital.
So I know she was in hospital. She was in hospital for 2 weeks, and I visited her one day, right? So
Okay, yeah.
I've done my bit.
Yeah, but she was there for 2 weeks. I'm like, mate, I just
So
got her
what?
flowers. That's it, mate.
It's my business. How I run my marriage is up to
That's
me
fine. I didn't
entirely.
sleep with her, mate. I just got her
You
flowers. I just got her flowers, mate. That's it.
yeah, and you come between us. That's
Yeah, but
really
I didn't.
that's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't intend to like come between
You
you
know,
two.
she said to me, if a stranger, if a neighbour can come to the hospital and bring her flowers, why can't I do that? I've got no
Oh yeah,
answer for that.
yeah, but hold on
I've
here.
got no defence.
Why didn't you do that? Maybe, yeah,
I've got,
maybe this
I've
problem
been
is
training her
actually
the
with
last
you.
6 years not
Maybe
to
this
have any
problem is actually with
expectations,
you, and it's not with me.
right? No expectations at all.
Good evening, my dear friends. I hope you're all very, very well. Gee, I'm sorry, it's not. I know it's rather very left field and out of what we normally do, but I'm sorry, I just could not resist. That was hilarious. What an absolute ball cocker. Good evening, let's just see who's in the chat anyway. Good evening, my Friday frolickers. Good evening, Flummox. Work makes you free. Oh, but don't ask me to say any of that. But my Yorkshire tongue will struggle with that. But I totally agree. Good evening, Scott, my dear friend. Hopefully see you later on on Politics Social. Good evening, Stephen Bankier. And good evening to my dear friend Alistair Kern, one of my moderators who I couldn't do this show without. So, well, good evening. Good evening. And also another one, my fantastic moderator, somebody else who I could not do without, Mad Monk. Good evening. And let's see, then it was recycled bikes. I must be going. Hello, I must be. Oh, not a problem. Hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope you've had a fantastic day, my dear friend. And Stephen Bank here. Good evening, my friend. Andrew Luke, if you're not subscribed to Andrew Luke's channel, what he knows about, he's probably forgotten more about Doctor Who than most people will know. But good evening, my friend. So if you're not subscribed to Andrew Luke's channel, please do. It's fantastic. And let's see who else. Billy Kershaw, my long-time running mate. My running mate, hope you're doing. Yes, he's in charge of Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, while I'm distracting, he's looting. Good evening, my friend. Hope you're well. Yes, anybody? Steve Bidding, hope you're well, my good friend. Good evening, well, good afternoon. Reagan Elite. Yes, I'm here as well for the coronation as well. If you're not subscribed to Reagan Elite's channel, it's usually while I'm the one I'm the Nick Abbott of the streaming, while Reagan Elite's the professional. I just do 2 hours of stupidity while Reagan Elite keeps you well informed. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, please do. He does a fantastic live stream. Alex Adam, good evening, my friend. Hope you're well. Hello, my lovely daughter. My daughter had a testing time at the science, because I know you went out to some science museum type thing. So she said she'd have stayed longer, but there were loads of screaming kids, and when if you've got sensitivities, they can be a bit annoying. But good evening, my lovely daughter. Yes, that's it. David McGuinness, yes, the legend up in Scotland. Two Davies. If you're not subscribed to them, what you do, they do some fantastic stuff. And always keep you well informed. Very, very informative stuff, especially on Scottish independence and what's happening up in Scotland. Absolutely brilliant. Frederick Roth III, hello and good evening. God's lasses, yes, and Stephen Banky, Alistair Kerr, Mad Monk, Andrew. Yes, good evening, my friend. Hope you're very, very well. and yes, everybody else. Simon says, 50. Good evening, my friend. Hope you're very, very well. Yes, exactly, Alistair Kerr. Wow. Imagine coming so. Lesson for you all to learn there. When it comes to your neighbour's wife going into hospital and you're thinking of sending her flowers for get wells to welcome her home, run it by your husband first, because he might be training her to have low expectations from him, you know. Oh, yeah, exactly, Frederick Roth. Oh, my fucking God. Let's be Armorfirth. Good evening, my lovely friend. Hope you're well. Good evening. Wake up and smell the roses. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. Oh, my God. He's definitely the last of the romantics, isn't he? I'm just wondering, you know, when they first met, did he basically say to her, if you want a date, I'm not taking you out to dinner because I'm going to train you to have very low expectations from me? Yes. Good evening, Mark Telford. Good afternoon as well. Hope you're very, very well. And good evening, Andrew N. And John Michael Ford. Hope you're very, very well as well. And I hope you're very well. And I hope you've all had a fantastic day, or you're having a fantastic day. And I hope you do have a fantastic weekend. And if I've missed any of you out, I do apologise. As my pins are not the best, not what they used to be. But anyway, let's get on with this one of my favourite parts, Naughty Dog, his support are doing an absolute tragedy to this country at this practice at this precise moment in time. Don't you think you should start looking into them? What, on my Friday frolic? Oh, I hope somebody's not happy with me. Oh dear, never mind. Those are the breaks, kids. But let's say this is my Friday frolic, where we basically take the rise out of people who, let's be honest, shouldn't be anywhere near who should not be taken seriously. You know, the people like, you know, our orange one, you know, across the border, and chainsaw running Elon Musk. And, you know, Nigel, our toad of Turdall, Nigel Farage, and people like Liz Truss. And even the leader of it's tragic that we don't have anybody holding this government to account, because we have the leader of the opposition who you just can't take seriously, right up to the Reform Party, you know, the party that gets far more publicity than the third largest party of opposition. And if you're looking for a serious live stream, you've come at the wrong place. You've come at the wrong place. This is not a live stream where we basically just do talk about serious stuff. Not on a Friday. We welcome in the weekend. And there are plenty of other much better live streams like Reagan Elite, Max, and Politics Social. They'll do that much better than I will on a Friday. So you rest assured you'll have all that. Where this here, we just have a good laugh while the whole world is falling to part. Exactly, Frederick Rock III. Leaky Sue. How on earth could I have forgotten that Leaky Sue? Disgraceful. But anyway, let's get on with the show, because as we basically said, let's get myself all organised. Yes, as we were basically started up last week, we basically, you know, we were talking about, there were talks of a coronation. And yes, in America, we now have a new king. Yes, the new king. No, not what you call our orange one, King Orange one. No, it's our King Musk.
Welcome to Broken News. The United States of America is set to crown its first king after 250 years as a republic. The move to a monarchy comes as the American people voted overwhelmingly last year to reject democracy. Let's cross live to our royal reporter who's having a rare trip overseas. Swickles, a seismic moment in American history.
That's right, Sita, and it's
Swisherless Nitchell. I think that's a piss take of Nicholas Switchell, isn't it? Switchell or something like that.
A glorious day here in Washington, D.C. The excitement in the air is electric, as if a baby had been lobbed on a pylon. And it will be here where history will be made. King Elon I will be crowned. It's set to be an historic celebration with thousands of mandated onlookers in attendance, most of them big-titted Russian bots, along with the now Prime Minister of the USA, Donald J. Trump, who, along with millions of Republicans, is suddenly very interested in taking a knee in deference to an African.
Swickles, this is quite a significant constitutional change, isn't it?
You're quite right. The coronation of a monarch marks a dramatic departure for this nation, which for years had railed against the idea of an unelected head of state, but now has presumably realised it had it quite good under Mad King George. In the last few hours, joined by his son and heir on his shoulders, the King Regent laid out his plans just behind me here in the Oval Office. As his first act, His Royal Highness of Kindness, Imperial Dweeb-to-be and Sovereign Autist will hand out royal warrants for Tesla, SpaceX and Washington's finest ket.
All sounds above board to me, Swickles. Of course, there's never been such an event in all of American history. Do we have any ideas what Coronation Day will look like?
Well, we know that King Elon will take part in ceremonies based on ancient British traditions. He'll be handed a magic golden crown, his massive expanse of a forehead will be anointed with the creamy essence of the leader of the Proud Boys, and Penny Mordaunt will carry a sword for hours. We don't know why, but it is a niche reference for fans of British politics.
How have Americans been responding to this tremendous change?
Well, Democrats have promised to stand outside here with flags shouting angrily while their leaders just stand around letting it all happen. And as for Republican voters, I asked some of them if they were worried about having an African man in charge of America. All of them were furious about it until they realised I wasn't talking about Barack Obama, and after that they were fine with it. Back to you.
Our royal correspondent Swickles Nitchell live there in Washington, thank you. What a lovely story. That's all from Broken News. You're up to date.
Everybody get saluting.
Majesty, complicity, inevitability. Celebrate the glorious coronation of King Elon I with this stunning limited edition commemorative plate, the perfect memento of this momentous moment. Available now for only 99 monthly payments of $49.99. But wait, there's more. Order now and get this incredibly lifelike tempered bronze statuette of the majestic King Elon throwing his heart out to the people of America and the world. Get yours today and be a part of history, along with the United States of America.
Yes, King Elon. Yes, everybody bow to the new king of the world, King Elon. Something tells me Naughty Dog isn't impressed with me. He's not happy with me. Strangely enough, over this week, I've had quite a few trolls in my chat over the weeks with some of the videos. So clearly I've been upsetting one or two people. Might have something to do with the videos where people like the clowns in the Tory party and Refuck, you know, getting called out for their, you know, immigration dog whistling and all that. And to be fair, I did call out Labour's nonsense with asylum and immigration bill, because I don't think it's really that important. Good evening, the legend that is the legend that is our Donkey Dave. Fantastic live stream last night, and if you're not subscribed to our Donkey Dave channel, you should do. Absolute legend. And I haven't forgotten about last night. I've been keeping it just for you, my dear friend. Because yes, I said, can't believe this is really good evening, Suzanne Santapola. If I pronounced that wrong, I do apologise. I do hope you're very, very well. But yes, I was watching while Naughty Dog was, basically clonking his knuckles on his keyboard. And he was angry writing in the chat. Apparently, our King Elon is a nice chap, and we should have someone like him. But also, before I forget, I made a promise to the legend that is our nearly said Dodgy Dave, then Donkey Dave. Then I do apologise. I say he wanted me to cover something that was clearly very, very important to him, and he made an excellent video about it earlier on. And what I will be doing is I'll be getting straight onto it now, because I don't want to forget about it. But let's be honest. Let's get myself all organised. Yes. Now, we saw earlier on that the other day our good friend Donkey Dave made a video about the wonderful. Sorry for giggling. I could hear my daughter giggling in a room just behind mine. So clearly she's seen something that's hilariously funny. But he made a fantastic video talking about the fantastic Zara Sultana, where she basically got all of the refuck numpties and Nigel Farage and all them fans absolutely in an absolute mad, you could say, mouth-frothing anger, and they were giving it both pelters and not very happy, especially when she put out a post basically said, because is it right that it is a conference in Birmingham? Is it a conference? I can't quite remember. Well, clearly been putting posters out to let them know that. Shall Elon ring that? Elon's ring. Yes. Yeah, my daughter. It's what Stranded Starfish said about Elon's ring. That, yeah, my daughter's mind's proper in the gutter now. But anyway. She's basically got under the skin of Nigel Farage, refuck, and all them, basic racist nut jobs that are in there. Is it a regional conference? Thanks for that, Donkey Dave. Yes. Well, she's been putting out posters, says, no thanks, Nigel. Birmingham stands together against division. And there's a secret space, Digbeth, Birmingham, is it B5 SSA? Yeah, it will be. What are we on about? Idiot I am. And it's on Friday the 28th of March. Doors open 7 p.m. Clearly Zara Sultana is a fan of Friday Frolic, because she's thought, when can we do this time? Yeah, we can do it on a Friday, but it's got to be after Friday Frolic, because they finish at about 7. So because we know we get a hell of a load of people coming. I'm only kidding. But yeah, this clearly got under their skin, didn't it? So not long after, she produces a note. She produces a bit of a letter that I'll get a bit closer because my pins are not what it used to be. I'll tell you what I'll do even better. I've got it on my phone. It'll be easier if I read it better like this, because it's just easy. I'll be as quick as I can. It's not that far off it, but I'll just read through it. Looks like the screen is a bit further away from me, so I will get it on my right, bookmarks. I've got it all bookmarked and sorted, but I just wanted to basically, here we go. Yes, so it says, as a born and bred Brummie whose parents suffered the violent consequences of far-right politics, I speak for many in the proud multicultural city when I say we reject the politics of hatred and division. In my view, based on the comments they have made publicly about Muslims and migrants, Reform UK is comparable to the National Front and the BNP. And she's not wrong, is she? We pushed back against them before, and we'll do it again. Reform UK is a party bankrolled by billionaires and led by an ex-banker, public school boys. Its leader boasts of being the only politician in Britain keeping Thatcher's legacy alive. And as somebody who had to live through the Thatcher years, I can understand, you know, she wasn't called Thatcher the Milk Snatcher for nothing, was she? And I remember as a kid, you know, in primary school, for a time, break, bottle of milk. It was warm, and it was warm, like, but you know, it was there for your healthy gums and your bones and all that stuff, wasn't it? Anyway, the same Thatcherism that decimated pit villages and post-industrial towns across the Midlands, leaving generational scars. And I totally agree. My mum celebrated when she passed. Proper nearly got the bunting out and proper made a day. They say should never speak bad of the dead, but you know she proper went for it big style. and their MPs vote against workers while bending over backwards for the elites who fund them. Their relentless scapegoating of Muslims and migrants is nothing more than a cynical ploy to deflect from the real culprits, the powerful screwing over our diverse working class communities. We stand for solutions, not scapegoats. And on the 28th of March, we'll make that clear. And I wholeheartedly agree, and above that tweet she puts, "No thanks, Nigel," and I totally agree. And she's not said anything that isn't true, as she. She is absolutely spot on. Yeah, exactly. They were tiny size milk bottles. Yeah, exactly. Well. Let's just say this. It didn't go unnoticed. As you will soon see, it did not go unnoticed, because you could say it got noticed on GBBs, and Yes, it got an airing on GBBs. And let's just say, when they went through it, as I watched it, it kind of reminded me of a bit of a show that I used to listen to on the radio. And let's just say, when it comes to this tampering, whatever happens in this bit of a video, I've not tampered with it whatsoever. Honest.
We've got a breaking news line. Let's get that from our political editor, Chris Hope, on this hoo-ha between Zara, Sultana and Reform UK.
Well, we have a comment now from Zara, Sultana. Don't forget, she's posted this indication, this image of Nigel Farage saying, "Don't come here," or lying through his face, for 28th of the 3rd, 2025. That's next month, of course. She has now told GBNews the following: "As a born and bred Brummie whose parents suffered the violent consequences of far-right politics, I speak for many in this proud, multicultural city when I say we reject the politics of hatred and division." She goes on, "In my view, based on the comments they have made publicly about Muslims and migrants, Reform UK is comparable to the National Front and the BNP.
Oh dear.
We pushed back against them before, and we'll do it again," she says. Reform UK, she says, is a party bankrolled by billionaires and led by an ex-banker, public school boys. Its leader boasts of being the only politician in Britain keeping Thatcher's legacy alive, the same Thatcherism that decimated pit towns and pit villages and post-industrial towns across the Midlands, leaving generational scars. Their MPs vote against the workers while bending over backwards for the elites who fund them. Their relentless scapegoating of Muslims and migrants is nothing more than a cynical ploy to deflect from the real culprits, the powerful screwing over our diverse working class communities. She ends, "We stand for solutions, not scapegoats. On March 28th, we'll make that clear."
It's an astonishing statement, and one we'll have to dive into later in the show.
It's going to really hurt Nigel Farage because he thinks, in his world, he stopped the BNP by creating UKIP all those years ago.
And comparing, Reform UK is comparable to the National Front and the British National Party. That goes way beyond calling them far right. It's saying they are comparable to the most toxic political parties in British history from the political right. This story is really
throwing petrol in the flames.
It really, really is.
Oh, my heart bleeds purple piss for you, Nigel. Oh dear, how sad, never mind. Well, at the end of the day, let's be honest, she didn't say anything that wasn't true, was it? They can try as they might to try and distance themselves away from the likes of the National Front and BNP. They practically are the BNP and the National Front. There's no difference. You couldn't, or even the EDL, you couldn't put I suppose in a way, a fag paper between the lot, could you? Good evening, Grumpy Git, Richard Grumpy Git. I do hope you're very, very well. Yeah, exactly. Coming to GB News on the hour. Are we the baddies? It won't be long before they'll be either wearing Russian outfits or Nazi outfits, will they? You know. Good evening, Tory. Don't get tasered. I do hope you're very, very well. As I say, that was just a bit of an additional bit of the show, because as I was watching, yeah, the only difference is the name. The only reason why I put that in, because my dear friend Donkey Dave, I was on his stream last night, said he was going to come on and watch about anything, or forgot something about Zara Sultana. And I thought, so quick as a flash, I just hurried something up, and I hope I did you proud. But as I say, that bit with our tune, and you know, they're doing their bit of their soppy sibes type nonsense. Good evening, Ben Shaw. Hope you're well. But I hope I did you proud. No worries, my good friend. No worries, brother. just hope I did you proud, because as soon as I just bust up some little bits of paper and stuff like that, and I couldn't resist the hour tune bit for these two soppy gits. Oh dear. No, try to pretend that Ray fuck are not this right-wing nut job of a party. We have an army of Lord How in the UK. Yeah, we certainly do. The ones of fucking memory. Yes. Oh, I'm glad I did it, because as I say, I just basically got what I needed. Then when you mentioned that, I thought, oh dear, see what I can muster. And I think within an hour after your stream had finished, I practically got it all sorted. But glad you liked it, my friend. As I say, I didn't want to let you down. Hello, global citizen, and I hope you're very well. You're not wrong. Crazy times we all live in. Yeah, within straight off the bat, I had somebody in the chat giving me pelters and saying what a wonderful guy Elon Musk is. You know, I'm sure our orange juice was in wee bottles. Then it came in cartons. Now I was kidding in the 70s, and ours were just bottles of milk. Good evening, Frederick K. Hope you're very, very well. Good evening. Hope you're very. But I remember when it was just as Scott mentioned, there were only the sort of like the 3/4 bottles, you know, with I think could have been the silver top. I can't quite remember. And good evening. Good evening, Paulette Plumidora. If I butchered that, I'd really do apologise, because I have to get my glasses sorted out, because my eyes are just deserting me big style nowadays. Yeah, my uncle Ben was one of the British soldiers who carried Lord How to the ambulance after the arrest in 1945. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. But anyway, let's get back to where we were before. And as I say, you know, we've just seen the new coronation of King Elon. And you know, King Elon, you know, as he's basically just, you could say, looting, just doing whatever the hell he likes, looting. And now his coronation, he's basically just, you could say he's basically said I'm the king now. Bow to my superior knowledge. It's not a kid, but every king, let's just say, does need a good queen, and his queen clearly has to be the queen of distraction, our Trump.
Long live the king! He who saves his country does not violate any law. It's true, by the way. I know it's true. And I save a lot of countries, specifically the United Kingdom of America. And we have a lot of constituents, and if they don't like me, we're sending them to Mexico, to the gulag in Mexico and Russia. We love Russia. They're doing great work, Russia. They do wars better than anybody. And now that I'm king, I'm going to make traffic free, no more tolls. That's my first order as king, no tolls. And Elon will be my queen. Long live the king, he who saves his...
Yeah, that's enough of you, Trump. When I just saw the tiara, I just had to... I was like, yeah, that just sums him up. He has Alistair, hasn't he? He's nailed that voice. He's got it, Queen Trump. Yeah. Good evening, Audrey White. Hope you're well. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's absolutely nailed it, hasn't he? But yes, and as these two are now running rampant, you know, basically distracting. One's distracting, the other one is just basically looting. You know, I can't remember where I said it. They are now practically the Beavis and Butthead of the political world. And when you look at them, all I can see now is, if they start together, you've got Beavis and Butthead growing up, aren't you? And, you know, Elon Musk as Butthead. I can't remember which one is what. You know, no, Beavis, isn't it? If I remember rightly, the one with dark. And when I say Donald Trump now, I'm just waiting for him to put his shirt over his head and go, I am Cornholio. I need tippy for my bunghole. Yeah, I want a tiara. I do. I would look fab on a match. Yeah, he's sitting on a space station. He was so high. Yeah. But Beavis and Butthead, yeah. I am Cornholio, but yeah. But like as when it comes to these two, we cannot, and a Friday Frolic live stream, we cannot do a Friday Frolic live stream without the wonderful Maggie Reid. And let's just say, she does a wonderful little bit with these two clowns, you know, the Beavis and Butthead of the political world. And this is where she talks about how they do it with propaganda. It's pretty good, actually.
All right, quiet on the set. Okay, guys, for tonight's taping, I'm going to need some grade A propaganda. Now, the point of this interview is to deceive the American people and try to convince them that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are altruistic patriots, instead of what they really are, evil, maniacal, fascist oligarchs who are planning a coup. And action.
I think President Trump is a good man.
I wanted somebody really smart.
One of your best friends.
Cut, that was great. All right, for this next part, I want you to focus in on Doge's illegal activity and Donald Trump's unconstitutional executive orders and frame them as democracy instead of a constitutional crisis. And action.
One of the biggest functions of the Doge team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out.
Those executive orders, I sign them, and now they get passed on to him.
The president is the elected representative of the people, so he's representing the will of the people. And if the bureaucracy is fighting the will of the people, then what we live in is a bureaucracy and not a democracy.
Cut. All right, Sean, for this next bit, I want you to really fawn over Elon. Now, everyone knows that he is an evil psychopath that hasn't invented anything and clearly has a conflict of interest here, but I want you to frame him more like Jesus. And action.
You might help the blind to see,
yes,
and people with spinal cord injuries.
Cue the violins.
You're going to help rescue 2 astronauts. He's working for free for you.
And cut. That's a wrap. And that's how you propaganda.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you propagandize. Yeah, I suppose it's like now, would he running around on that stage at CPAC and say, "This is how you cut bureaucracy"? So, yeah, we know what he'll be doing, won't he? and not just that. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but this is just priceless. Where basically just this is how the press briefing should basically be.
Donald, over here.
We can take a couple of quick questions. Go ahead, please.
Millions of Americans took to the street on President's Day to basically tell you to off. Now, my question is, will you off?
I would not object to it at all.
Next question. Today you made an executive order saying that you and your Department of Justice have full authority to determine what the laws are, like a dictator. What do you have to say to the people that are saying, you?
I think that'd be fine.
That's wonderful.
Thank you for the question. Who are you with?
Oh, I'm with, you're a piece of news.
Very good question.
One last question. What is going on with your hair?
We have a situation.
What is the situation?
Lice.
Lice?
Maybe millions of them.
Millions, huh?
It's been bothering me for a long time.
How long?
3 weeks.
Who did you get the lice from?
Putin.
Well, apparently there is shampoo for that.
I didn't know about that.
Are you stupid?
Thank you. Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, well, we all knew he was that. We all knew he was stupid. Maggie Reid, she's brilliant. She's just hilariously funny. She's just absolutely top class. But good evening, Eric Davis. Yes, bring the craziness on. Yes, that's what we're here for on a Friday, for a couple of hours, for a break, to have a bit of a break away from the nonsense that we have to deal with, day in, day out. And, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest here. When it comes to the situation America's in, who do we blame for where America are now? Do we blame the Democrats? Do we blame Joe Biden? Do we blame Kamala Harris? Or do we blame Sasha Baron Cohen?
Why are you guys so anti-dictators? Imagine if America was a dictatorship. You could let 1% of the people have all the nation's wealth. You could help your rich friends get richer by cutting their taxes and bailing them out when they gamble and lose. You could ignore the needs of the poor for healthcare and education. Your media would appear free, but would secretly be controlled by one person and his family. You could wiretap phones. You could torture foreign prisoners. You could have rigged elections. You could lie about why you go to war. You could fill your prisons with one particular racial group, and no one would complain. You could use the media to scare the people into supporting policies that are against their interests. I know this is hard for you Americans to imagine, but please try. Why are you guys so...
Yeah. Kipper's on the stove and mobile is off. That sounds like a plan, Eric Davis. Yes, so the real one to blame for the mess that America is in is Sasha Baron Cohen. Yes. Yes, Frederick, yeah, I know what you mean. Because when I watched it, you just think, I can't remember that was in 2012. I forgot the film The Dictator. Yes, that was over nearly 12, 13 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. And yeah, Project 2025 must have seen this and thought, interesting. Ooh, never. Oops. Never thought of that one. Yes, good evening, Greg. Turnola. Yes, Barrett got it. Barrett got us again. Yes, I've coped with the news this week. Slightly stoned because of strong painkillers. Any other time on Netflix. Yes. Speaking of Netflix. Yes. Speaking of Netflix. Let's have a bit of a good giggle and a joke. Let's just imagine that. Let's just imagine that you are. Let's just say you've gone on a bit of a holiday with your wonderful wife or your partner, your hotel. It could be a business trip. It could be, or just going to be romantic together, and you book the hotel and you go there. You spend the night, and then you watch a couple of films together, and could get a bit and enjoy. Oh, it could be a weekend. And then when it comes to paying the bill, your worst nightmare comes.
Checking out today?
Yeah, thank you. Room 207.
How'd you enjoy your stay with us?
Yeah, it was very nice. Thanks.
Okay. There's a room service, a minibar, 3 phone calls, and 2 in-room movies. Now, is that on your visa?
Yeah, thank you. That'd be great.
No, hang on. 2 movies? We only watched 1 movie.
It's okay. Just put it on the card.
We're not paying for a movie we didn't watch.
I can assure you, madam, both movies were ordered by your room.
Honey, no need to cause a scene.
Yeah. What were the movies?
Harry Potter 5, The Order of the Phoenix, and Sorority Sluts 4.
Disgusting, disgraceful. He's been a dirty boy, hasn't he? Dirty boy. Clearly, while she's been out or she's gone to bed early, he's thought, while the cat's away, the mice will play. So he's thought, right, I'm going to have a bit of fun. Get the tissues on the side and the cream on the other side. And he's got to go for it big style.
I got it when you were in your meeting.
I don't believe this. It appears that my husband likes to watch children's movies about wizards and magic owls whenever I turn my back. Harry Potter? How old are you? You're sick.
Yeah, exactly. Busted. Disgraceful behaviour. How dare you watch Harry Potter? How old's he? When I saw that, I just had to share it. And if this keeps up with my granddaughter, I do apologise. I never thought about it that way, but as I say, I just couldn't resist. Well, yes. Could you imagine if Borat was being made now, and they all appeared in the film like Rudy Giuliani did? That was so funny. Yeah, he certainly was. That was just so funny. But let's be honest. We now when you look at what you call the situation with reform, they seem to have got themselves into a bit of a pickle, haven't they? If with the situation with what's happening in Russia, and also they don't seem to be helping themselves when it comes to the climate as well, and when it comes to our wonderful, I will Sebeg Montiflor. He's brilliant in it. Does an absolute brilliant little take of our little dick ties. Absolutely hilariously funny.
Richard, how would you describe yourself?
Part of the establishment.
Why did you get into politics?
Money.
If Reform do get elected, how long would you like your first term to be?
Between 200 years and 1,000 years.
Do you have a message for your members?
Do you want to pay an extra £400 or £500?
And who's that money going to?
The British people.
Cool.
Maybe actually the American people.
Okay. What's your climate change policy based on?
Arrogant naivety.
If climate change was James Bond, how would he introduce himself?
Change climate change.
What do you think about recycling?
It's got to stop.
Can I recycle the Reform manifesto?
No, that's absolute garbage.
So you believe that humans have had no impact on climate change?
Always will.
Who are the people who disagree with that?
Experts and scientists and professors.
And who agrees with it?
President Trump.
Right. How much does the hot air that's coming out of your mouth contribute to climate change?
1% of CO2 emissions of the world.
How would you advise I interview someone who's a known liar?
If you ask the right question, you'll get the right answer.
Okay, what was your favourite thing to do at school?
Pylons.
What turns you on?
The power of volcanoes.
What noise do you make when people get something wrong? What part of the job does Nigel find hardest?
To leave the US.
Can you sing any Cher?
Do you believe... Yes, we believe in the countryside.
What do you think of my satire?
It won't make any difference.
It's a bit of fun though, isn't it? Richard, well, if you want to be like that. I've heard that you like eating poo.
And we...
You just told all my viewers that like eating poo and we, mate.
They know they're being lied to.
What kind of person would make something that's so obviously fake just to drive traffic and engagement to themselves when in reality they have nothing of value to say? Imagine that.
Yes, imagine that. Yes, imagine that. Well, I'll say we've covered the reform a couple of times, with their donors, for fossil fuel. Exactly, Alistair. He's brilliant, and he's absolutely brilliant. I do apologise, Stephen Backy. Yes, please leave Cher out of it. Just know. Yes, I totally agree. Yes, I think that's a step too far. But yeah, we've covered it a couple of times, with Refuck and their fossil fuel donors. You like eating poo. So that's why they talk so much shit. Absolutely, my daughter, my lovely daughter. Yes, totally true. That's the reason why they talk the biggest load of shite you'll ever heard. And it doesn't matter what they do or where they're at. They are basically just talk some of the biggest load of shite. I could see Ali G wearing a gold tracksuit, gold Trump pumps, a gold MAGA hat, then infiltrating the inner circle, trolling them with stupid logic. Oh yes, he's got to do it. He has got to do it. That would be well worth watching. That'd be well worth watching. I still remember when Sasha Baron Cohen he walked. He was a very, very republic area, and They were talking about massive investment into the area. You know, they're putting so much money. All they need is to allow a mosque in. And they went proper off their chomps. They went mental. I can't remember. And another one where he was said he was supposed to be part of the IDL. He's got IDL, I think it was, and he's teaching this guy how to escape from a situation where he's taken hostage, and he's got a rubber tallywhacker. That's proper porky stuff. Rubber tallywhacker sticking out of his pants, and he's telling me to stick it in his mouth, and he did it. Threatening to bite it off. Yes, I still remember that. Now that would be hilarious. But yeah, Ali G doing that, and Sasha Baron Cohen doing what he did all them years ago. That was just genius. But what also what we need to remember is that he is married. That look at that lovely picture with him and his wife. Don't they look lovely together? Sorry, I just couldn't resist. Yes. After his interview, yes, he went to spend some quality time with his lovely wife. In Dubai, though. Yeah, true patriots. Yeah, the part-time MP for, is it Boston and Skegness? He then went to serve his constituents in Dubai. Boston and Skegness, are you happy with your product? Yes. Yeah, party on, dude. Sorry, I just couldn't resist. Every time I see a picture of them two, I just... all like that, I just have to laugh. We really want to see those fingers. Yes, but I know you guys will not be too impressed with this, but we do have to hear both sides of the party, and and I know you don't want to hear this, but this is a message from their leader. Yes, he was delivering his message on the situation that Keir Starmer could be sending the army into Ukraine, so to speak. And he gave his thoughts about this, and you can definitely tell that Inner Farage came out this week. And I'm sorry you've got to hear this, but it's very important. Seeing as though this is a very serious political channel, we've got to hear this.
Meine Arbeitsmänner, wenn ich euch so sehe, dann wird es mir schwer zu sprechen. Uns allen geht das Herz über, vor Freude über euch. Ihr wisst gar nicht, wie das deutsche Volk euch lieb gewonnen hat. Kleinen Ausschnitt ergibt uns, dass uns die Herzen so übervoll werden lässt. Das ist die Fanfare eines neuen Deutschlands, das sie hier ankündigt. Der Spaten ist ein Symbol einer neuen Gemeinschaft geworden. Diesen alten Schwur der gegenseitigen Treue, der Kameradschaft, dieses alte gemeinsame Bekenntnis zu unserer herrlichen Bewegung und damit zu unserem ewigen deutschen Volk. Deutschland, Sieg, Heil!
Yes, that was his rousing speech for all his cultist fans on KGBNews. Yeah. Yes, absolutely, Andrew. And yes, he that is too close. And actually, my lovely daughter, his children, and well, his wife was from Germany, is from Germany, and his children can speak German, so he's probably got it from them. Yeah, absolutely, my friend. Way too close to be, and too scary. Yes, totally agree. And he's, yeah, absolutely. and as you can tell, I've not doctored that bit of video. Not touched anything on that. That is how it happened. Honest. That's what he said. Honest. Yes, exactly. Well, as I say, we're going to the little bit of fun where basically this week, you know, one of the things I do like to, you know, call into the places like KGB News and Salt TV and I do tend to have a little look on, you know, who's basically, you know, the nonsense that comes out, and I came over this little beauty, and again, I've not doctored this bit of video whatsoever, and nothing, not touched it whatsoever. and I came across this where Alex Phillips, as you can tell, Alex Phillips, she got into all the lather about what the Mayor of London was doing, where he was basically going to, is it Brussels, to tell them how bad Brexit was doing. Well, clearly she got into an absolute massive lather about it and screaming like a lunatic on the TV. Now, I'm not going to show you what she said. I'm just going to show you what she reminded me of.
Poor William. I'm so sorry. Play games with me. Play house, William. It's such a nice game. You and me be married. No, not Red Indians. Oh, no, William. They're nasty. Just an ordinary sort of married. You go to the office, and me go shopping and to matinees and to the dinner. Oh, please do, William, or I'll scream and scream and scream. This puts me the house. And now you go to the office, darling William, and I'll see to the things at home. Goodbye, and work hard and make a lot of money, because I want a lot of new clothes. I've simply nothing fit to wear. The office is that corner of the barn. You stay there and count 100, and then come home to your dinner and bring me a box of chocolates and a large bunch of flowers. Poor William.
Yes, poor women. Well, yes, she was proper going for it, Big Sal. That's what she sounded like to me. Yes, absolutely. You can say one thing, he's upsetting the right people. She doesn't sound like... she doesn't sound like... Yeah. When I was listening, she just reminded me of that program when I was a kid, Just William, and I forgot the name of the last. I'll scream until I'm thick. Yeah. But yes, his Bond villain role. Yes, Jez Brown as to play. I agree. But yes, well, she proper went for it, big style. She absolutely going mental, and you know, and then basically she had to bring in the nonsense about, you know, knife crime. You know, apparently everybody who's anybody in London is knifing everybody, and he's got to do something about it. Violet Elizabeth Bott. Is that? Yeah, I remember who played it. Yeah, Bonnie Langford, but I just couldn't think of the character name. Violet Elizabeth Bott. Yes, that does sound familiar. Excuse me, bustling in on my business. My mind, I bleach, I organic. Come with a guarantee, and I don't need the competition. Violet Elizabeth, yes. I don't recall that on many interviews Nigel was invited on. Did they ask him if any of his money went into their drug empire? But anyway, like. But as I say, we've not quite finished with what's with all the what's been happening, because somebody else reared her ugly head. Well, I won't say ugly head. I'll rechange that. It's not a nice thing to say, but you know, somebody's toxic views reared their ugly head, I suppose I should say. And yes, that was our lettuce Liz. Like, again, I'm not going to show you, not going to let you listen to her inane drivelling. I'm just going to let you listen to what I heard. What's that, Liz? You agree you crashed the economy? Yes, I wholeheartedly. Yes, exactly. That's the sound that plays when somebody talks to me, but I've zoned out. Yes, I know what you mean, your lasses. Yes. Lettuce on a comeback tour, please go away first. Yes. Flower pot women first. Yes. Yes. Woman has escaped again. Yeah, she has. Why keep the rotten lettuce relevant? The cabbage has out-ripened it. Yeah, exactly. I must admit, when I first saw the interview, my first thought was, why is the lettuce talking to the melon? You know, what's the point in them two? If you play that backwards, she actually saying, "Take me over the kitchen table, Elon," practically. Mind you, there was a rumour that allegedly Kwasi Kwarteng did a bit of that as well. Yeah, I don't want to put that thought in your mind, but there was a vicious rumour going around that her and Kwasi did a bit of hugger. But we'll leave that there. Yes, Spank the Monkey. Good evening, my friend. Yes, Charlie Browning. Yes. But yeah, I know what you mean, Alistair Kerr. Yeah, first hour gone. I just blinked earlier on. I think, Jesus Christ, it's nearly 10 to 6. Where's the time gone? Yeah, Kwasi Fandan. Yes. But yeah, you look at these pair of clowns, you just... Why do they keep bringing her back? She's an absolute utter cretin, isn't she? She's just... She's nothing interested. Is it right she's at the CPAC making a tit of herself over there as well? With a name like Kwasi, he must have had the old hump. He's eaten a bit of lettuce. Oh, no. Richard Grumpy. Oh, no. Oh, that vision's going to be implanted in my brain. No. Oh. Oh, no. Chocolate speed. Oh, no. No. Oh. My eyes. No. But, oh, no. Yes, exactly. And so you should be, Richard Grumpigate. Yeah. Yes, sir, and Farage in the US, trying to get some semblance of relevance. Yeah. Sounds about right, doesn't it? But anyway. So when it comes to... I think when it comes to our leader of the opposition, what's basically been happening is we all know how she sorts out questions. Does she take advice from her PR and SPADs and whatever? No, she basically gets all her information from the Daily Mail. And let's just say the wonderful Matilda Thorpe sums it up brilliantly with this little bit of a with a little clip, which I think it's pretty much near to the knuckle. She's got it absolutely spot on when it comes to our kamikaze bad enough, when it comes to her PMQs. Absolutely spot on.
Okay, what newspaper stories am I using for PMQs this week? Ukraine. No, that's far too easy. He'll be expecting that. Oh, what about this little doggy that ran 20 miles back to his owner when he got lost? No. Or liposuction gone lumpy? I could say, when is Starmer going to get off his knees and start fighting for British freedoms? I don't know what it means, I'm just going to say it. Well, we've got to find something. Check LinkedIn and TikTok. What about, he's a lawyer, not a leader? Yeah, well, it worked the last 20 times I used it. He's a larder, not a leader. He's a Starmer, not a Stomer. Kemi goes phlegmy. Oh yeah, that's about me. But I knew that, and I never make a mistake. I've got it. He'll never beat me on this. Come on, Keir. Rock, paper, scissors.
Order. She's got him. Semi-Kemi. Semi-Kemi's got a phlegmy. She's brilliant, isn't Matilda Thorpe's absolutely top draw. There's some wonderful stuff. And she's got the Tories down to her tea, hasn't she? She's absolutely fantastic. But she's bog awful at this, isn't she? She's awful at PMQs. You sit there and you just think to yourself, wow, you are making somebody who's absolutely crap at PMQs look like a master orator, doesn't she? She But mind you, as somebody who's watched a few stuff on a select committee, whether it women's inequalities or business and trade select committee, it was obvious she was going to crash and burn, and it won't be long before she crashes and burn, will she? Because she get the ingredients for my mind bleach and some king sugar. 5 and some king sugar. You do that, my good friend Mad Monk. Absolutely. Order. I swear I recognise that voice. I swear it's one of my favourite game characters of If My Ears Don't Deceive Me. You mean you've got a game character called Lindsay Hoyle? I picked May the 2nd. I didn't know local elections were the day before. Oh dear. Horrible thought. That. And what happens if she did? Oh dear. Yes. But she's just absolutely bog awful at PMQs, isn't she? She's just rubbish. And what, you know, when you watch her, she, you see her sit down, she thinks she's nailed it, hasn't she? She does. She thinks she's absolutely done an absolute belter. But anyway, I've noticed in the chat, wake up and smell the rosemaries, you know, said that Noreen Skinner cracks her up. Well, my dear friend, you ask and I shall deliver. And let's start with, and here we have with our Noreen Skinner with her pet peeves, Rachel Reeves. Take her away, Noreen Skinner, our national treasure. She's brilliant.
Hello, and welcome to Pet Peeves with Rachel Reeves. This week, I'm mainly peeved with CVs. People keep saying I changed mine. Well, yes, I did. Truth time! HBOS actually stands for Home Bargains Office Supplies, and BOE doesn't stand for Bank of England, it stands for Bank of Embryos, where I used to help with sperm donations. I was very hands-on. People didn't like it. So yes, I did change my CV to make it look better, but everyone does. CVs can go in the peeve bin. I'm also peeved with leaving presents. Oh, Rachel, you spent loads of money on a meal. You bought your boss a really expensive handbag. Oh well, I was just trying to be nice, but apparently people don't like that. Well, how else am I meant to buy friends? Leaving presents can go in the peeve bin. Finally, I'm peeved with new mothers and their babies. Oh, does my baby look cute? No, it looks like a shriveled potato. It cries all the time and has no bladder control. I don't want to be reminded of my own personal issues. New mothers can go in the peeve bin. Goodbye. I was very hands-on.
Yeah. Yes, she was very hands-on in the sperm donations. Yes. I love it when she does the smile, you know, I do love the smile she does. She's just absolutely top drawer, isn't she? She is. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, she is. She's absolutely brilliant, Frederick. I was very hands-on, yes. Noreen Skinner, she's just... Well, she does a fantastic Angela Ava, doesn't she? Or Angela Rain, as we like to call her. Do you know what? I proper piss myself laughing when I just saw a little bit of a clip of, Concrete Guy, Mike Graham, in his desperate attempt to find something relevant, or just because, like, I remember when Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner met the King, and there must have been a slow news day, because all they had was, let's criticise Angela Rayner's outfit that she was wearing. I just think, really? Is that the best you can come up with? And I thought, well, I'll just have a little look at the, you could say, the comments below, and a lot of them, they weren't that impressed. They thought it was quite pathetic. Is that the best you can come up with, insult what she's wearing, because... Yes, Steve Binning. Yeah, I hope she was wearing rubber gloves too. Yes, Reeves Kemi, Truss, Winkle inverting stuff. Yeah, yeah. I must admit, when I first saw it, I just she's doing the Rachel Reeves peeve bin. Let's peeve with Reeves, I suppose you could say. I suggest Anna Raver after the vid set to F the Tories, and she looked it in, and she opened to ideas. I think that'd be a brilliant way to do it, wouldn't it? But as I say, Noreen Skinner, she's absolutely top draw. Top draw is Noreen Skinner. But now, what's been happening in Ireland? There's been a bit of a... There's something that's been a bit of a controversy over in Ireland, where the weather's not been that grand. So who do we head to? Good evening, Joe. Hope you're very well. Another one of my fantastic moderators. Don't worry about it, Joe. Don't worry about. Just glad to see you, and I hope you had a good day at work, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend too. But anyway, over the last week, nearly 2 weeks, that Ireland have been having a bit of a severe weather problem. And well, we head to our roving reporter. Yes, Garrett. He's on the scene, and he's going to sort it out.
Give us back the fucking sun! Ireland has had 0 hours of sunlight in 10 fucking days. No wonder we're so cranky. How are you supposed to get out of bed in the morning when the only things you have to look at are that cunt of a grey sky and other Irish people? We're so fucking ugly. I was licking my lamp earlier, trying to get a bit of fucking vitamin D out of it.
He was licking his lamp just to try and get a little bit of vitamin D out of it.
I better see that fucking sun in the sky tomorrow. I don't care if it melts ice caps. I'm sick of fucking hearing about them. We're not melting any here. It's your fucking problem. You deal with it. The Irish people demand the sun. Simple as that. If not, we're fucking leaving the European Union. Everybody knows we're the only likeable people in the European Union. You can try and replace us with fucking Azerbaijan. It's not going to work. I just found out it's the jet stream with a blocking system. That doesn't sound like something you should be allowed to bring in without a visa. Fuck off, you cunt. Follow me, I'm delicious. Give us back the fucking sun! Ireland.
Yes, give him back the fucking sun. Yes. So clearly they've been clearly what you could say not had a lot of sun for 10 days. But let's just say, I'm just wondering, did the sun here, good evening, Tone, hope you're well, yes, no fucking need to swear. Quite right, Tone, yeah, this is a sensible show. But, no sun for 10 days. I'm just wondering, has his prayers been answered? Has he managed to basically coax the sun out? Has the sun come out, Garrett?
Yesterday, Ireland hadn't seen the sun in 10 days. I demanded that the sun came back. And look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Too much sun, if anything. I get shit done for the Irish people. If you want to do business with the Irish people, you're doing business with me, and I don't take shite from the fucking sun. Stay delicious.
Yes, Garrett has done it. He's managed to coax the sun out. So if you want shit done, you go see Garrett. Hold on. Unfortunately, I have to go now. Great show, No worries, Audrey. Right, you have a fantastic weekend, and thanks for showing up, and hope you've had a good time, and thanks for your support. So don't worry about it. Libertarian. Liberation. Yes, absolute liberation. Tell him my pins are losing it. Yes. So you can safely say the sun, he's saved the day after 10 days of no sun in Ireland. If you want something done, there's your man. He will get shit done. Brilliant. He's funny and he's just absolutely top class. Now, this is something I found quite interesting. This is very, very an interesting. This is a very, very. I found this quite an interesting little clip because, for simple reason, we've all heard about the situation that's been happening in Ukraine and what's been happening with Trump and his love of his life, Putin. Now I don't normally do stuff on this, but I saw this little bit of a clip of a video which basically made me sit up and take notes, and I thought, you hear somebody say something, think, that's an interesting thought. How interesting. Now, we all know who Mike Galsworthy is, and he was he in charge of science for the EU or something like that, if I remember rightly, all them years ago. And when it all came out, and he basically called him the dictator, and Zelenskyy called him out, he did a bit of a video of it, and I just thought to myself, that's interesting. That is very, very interesting what he has to say. I just want to know what your thoughts are. Is he right?
I think Zelenskyy has just played Trump. I might be wrong, but I think he has. I think by going out there and saying that Trump is living in a disinformation space has baited Trump to then come back and react like Trump does with a war of words, accusing Zelenskyy of being a dictator and saying, frankly, ridiculous things. What does this achieve? It means that the US can absolutely not be a mediator in peace talks because it is being openly hostile with one of the parties. And that means all of Trump's plans in order to portray himself as the big third party who can come in and make a deal, he's blown it himself because he got baited into a war of words, and everyone sees that he is actually on one side. And that means that it essentially is going to have to pull in other parties like Europe, like China, the States still, but the dynamics are totally different now. And Zelenskyy stood up to him and called him out, and Zelenskyy will also know that Democrats and Republicans alike within the US power structures think that the US should be supporting Ukraine to re-establish its sovereignty. So by baiting Trump out even further means that Trump is going to be in a mess with his own party at home. So it's a ballsy move, but at the same time, Zelenskyy didn't have much to lose after Trump made it pretty clear that he was just going to be echoing Russian disinformation and trying to get at Ukraine's resources. And in fact, this, I believe, and I thought this before I saw this war of words, I thought Russia had already messed up by being too effective with Donald Trump and implanting their thinking into Donald Trump too strongly, so it looks like the man is completely captured rather than coming to it from a different angle. So I think Russia have messed up and Trump has messed up, and Zelenskyy has put down a strong hand, and now the game just changes because it's not going to be on the terms that Trump was hoping to make it on.
Interesting. It's something I've not really contemplated, but I suppose in a way it does kind of. He could be onto something. Now I don't know. It's just his opinion, isn't it? And he won't be really have all the information on the ins and outs, but it could possibly be onto something. Yeah. Oh, Trump has won nothing, and only an Anglo-centric would believe in it. Yeah. Absolutely. What would be try being Scottish. Spank the monkey, bang on. So you think he's got a point? Interesting. Yeah, Andrew and Zelenskyy definitely played his cards well, and Trump folded with four aces. Yeah, good point. People give too much credit to Trump. He's just Putin's employee, and he has proven it to Europe. Yeah. Was playing 3D chess. Trump was playing chess. Yeah. I recall Trump saying he can end this conflict in one day. I hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah. Global citizen. Yeah, that's. Who's the source of that? As Zelenskyy played Trump. Well, the thing is, I just think that's just his opinion, and I just thought it was an interesting opinion. That was all. It gets the motorhead from me pushing up the ante. No, you get to see read and weep and dead man's hand again. The lady on Question Time yesterday trying to defend Trump just embarrassed us. I didn't watch it, Global Citizen, because it's not something I take much interest, because I just think it's just I mean, who was it? Want to share it? That was just the opinions of Mike Galsworthy. So yes, how will Trump do the wave with this? Yeah, good God, yeah. Well, you get the feeling with Trump, all he's interested in is what could he win out of this. But I remember let me just think now. I remember the during the presidential run, when they were on telly, and they were basically having that debate. And do we all remember this?
Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch. Putin would be sitting.
We all remember that, don't we? We all remember that, and let's be honest, she was bang on the money, wasn't she? Let's be honest, Trump has just eaten him. Putin's just eating him for breakfast, hasn't she? And he's just absolutely shown him up for the absolute cook that he really is. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Yeah, it still baffles me. You know, it probably was one of the worst presidential campaigns I've ever seen, and he still won. You just think, My God, America, they are absolutely knackered, aren't they? They are absolutely. And do you think he will leave the office after the Oval Office after 4 years? What do you guys think? Now I've heard Graham say that he'll only be leaving in a box, and I'm inclined to agree with him. I don't think he'll, because why would he want to leave if he's still a chance of him going to prison after? It was, I said it. Most Americans, yeah. I remember watching that, and let's be honest, she wiped the floor with him, didn't she? She absolutely made it, absolutely destroyed it. It didn't really matter, did it? Really? I think we all know the reason why she didn't win. It's more to do with the colour of her skin, and very possibly because she's a woman as well. He will be forced. If not, he will be forcibly removed. I certainly hope so. Certainly hope so. King Jong Trump. Yes. Can you imagine him with a King Jong-un haircut as well? Now he'd look funny with a King Jong-un haircut as well. But yeah, I do remember that night. I think I was watching it on Graham's live stream, because I think that night, I wasn't planning on watching it, but you know, you get some of them nights where you just struggling to sleep. So I think for whatever reason, so I just thought, I'll just get up and have a cup of tea and just watch it for a little bit. And I remember her wiping the floor with him, and I still and when I saw that, it just brought me back to that night. And she was bang on the money, wasn't she, there with that? Yeah. Putin just ate him for breakfast, didn't he? But as I say, I just wanted to share that with you, because I just thought that was an interesting thought. It wasn't something that crossed my mind. But so I just wanted to share with you here, Trump would not even be able to stand election. Criminals or people with pending cases cannot stand for office of any kind. Yeah. I remember seeing an interesting promotion video. You know, in America, he will not be allowed to drive a school bus, would he? Would not be allowed to drive kids to school, but yet he's allowed to get his grubby fingers on the nuclear cords. It's mental over there, isn't it? That would be an improvement on Stefan's comeback. A nice Kemi haircut. Yeah, he would, wouldn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Oh dear, but never mind. Yes, thick as mince. You're not wrong. Wake up and smell the rosemary. They're just absolutely thick as mince. Some of them, but anyway, let's crack on with. Let's crack on. I found this little bit of a clip that you'll find quite fun. It kind of sort of like sums up the press briefings over in America, where it's just absolutely nuts. It's hope you enjoy it, because it's Trump was filmed age 45 in a party with 17 or less young girls, organised by his pal Weinstein, and the Americans just eat it. I have consideration for them. Yes, but this just sort of like kind of made me chuckle, and it just kind of sums up where America is really now, isn't it? And it's by militant centrists, and it's quite funny and humorous.
The president has named it Gulf of America, so I don't know why you're not calling it that.
For the same fucking reason we don't call Twitter X, because it was named by a fucking bloated shitweasel.
I'm sorry, is that the Canadian journalist? Like, how are you even in here?
I got a press pass for 4 fucking years, so you and that racist candy corn convict better get fucking comfy.
Oh my god, he's not racist. Mexico loves him.
Then why does every fucking Mexican I know call him the pumpkin pendejo?
Okay, whatever. It's called Gulf of America now, so that's what you're gonna call it.
Then I guess this is the Tangerine Townhouse. Have you seen his fucking office? It's like a kid got into a Kraft dinner packet.
Okay, that's enough. Security, please escort him out.
Where is that YMC asshole? Is he crushing Cheetos on Fart Force 1?
This is so unprofessional. Please kick him out. Kick him out.
Why the fuck is Elon's kid here? Did he pay you to babysit both of them?
What is he even talking? Holy shit! I put flour in your blow dryer and switched all the labels on your hair dye.
Uppies!
But yeah, it's weird over there, isn't it? You know, when you look at their press conference, there are people who are not even allowed in. Is it Associated Press not allowed? Because they refuse to call it the Gulf of America. How petty and pathetic are they? Absolutely just pathetic, you know. What a man, baby. Ask him difficult or awkward questions, and that's it, you're banned, you think. You can tell the reason why he likes Putin, because he would like America to be run like Russia, wouldn't he? You can see it in him, can't you? Important to keep in mind, 48% of voting Yanks voted against him, and that's from as much a propaganda campaign as the moves in Brexit. I won't doubt that, actually. I won't doubt that at all, Andrew. That's a good point, but I can't remember where I watched an interesting video where they were talking about lost votes, you know, for Kamala. There were about 3 million. Now, that was interesting. It's just interesting that they've not made a big song and dance about that. It's very, very interesting. I don't understand why they're not really making more of a song and dance about it. Yeah, policy on Palestine is yeah, all the great Elon Musk. Yes, good evening, Derek Mulready. I hope you're very, very well. Welcome to my Friday frolic. But like it's just pathetic, isn't it? You're not allowed in because you're not prepared to call it the Gulf of Mexico. It's the really. You absolute sado. Not voting gets my goat up with its selfishness. Yeah. I've heard the pros and cons for making it compulsory, which I'm not too sure either side which one would be. Mexico was there. It's the Gulf of Mexico. End of discussion. Absolutely, Joe. You know. I think it's just basically there to just please his MAGA nutters, isn't it, really? I will be a dictator from day one, and the morons cheer him on. Oh, don't they just? I always remember that little bit of a clip where it basically says, in at a rally shouting, "I love the poorly educated," and you can hear them all going, "Yeah, woo, yeah, he loves the poorly educated, woo." He's the yes, I won't disagree with that. Spank the Monkey. Is that the one where he's running around with that chainsaw? Yeah, I bet he was high as a kite. Billy goes, they easily the Oval Office with the map. Yeah, totally detest people who refuse to vote. It's a slap in the face of democracy and the coward's choice. A non-vote will always keep the system working for politics. Well, yeah. I remember having a conversation with somebody who I think it was coming close to an election, and he's putting all these on his Facebook page about, well, either from the Sun or the Mail, about, yes, brown people are taking away your jobs, your women and your children and your homes and whatnot, and it was all that nonsense. And I can't remember what the conversation drifted at, and I said, well, who are you going to vote for? He says, oh, I don't vote. And I went, yeah, but you seem quite happy to put political posts up. You can't not vote and then criticise the party that gets in, and when you don't vote, really, you don't really have a say then, do you, really? Well, yeah, it's something I've heard as well, Andrew, and they're all the same. No, they're not. Usually I will say something like, if they say, oh, they all lie, and I say, oh, right then, well, which egregious lie did Stephen Flynn say that was on the same wavelength as Boris Johnson? What egregious lie did Dame Diana Johnson say that's on the same wavelength as Boris Johnson? And they'll look at me and say, who are you talking about? Oh, well, you seem to know that they're all the same, so you must know the names, you must know who they are. And then they'll say, and then they just send it back off and then back off and back off, because we all know it's just the easy. Yeah, because if you, that's all you're going to say, oh, they're all the same, then clearly they're not. Well, you must know the names. You must know all these people's names, and we all know there are plenty of MPs in there who'll have their own ideology, and that will probably disagree, but there are plenty in there who are just in it for themselves. You can spot them an absolute mile away, can't you? Be it Boris Johnson to Kemi Badenoch to Lettuce Liz, Leaky Sue, and there are. When I watch these select committee meetings, I'm amazed at how serious they take their jobs. Might not agree with the direction they want to go in, but they take the job seriously. When it comes to select committee meetings, it's quite a joy to behold, because when it comes to be it the Home Affairs Select Committee, if it's the work of the Home Office, it didn't have Leaky Sue, for her it was just a joke, or Priti Patel, or Honest Bob. It's just a joke, get a 2-minute clip. Oh, you had Lee Anderson in the Home Affairs Select Committee. He didn't take it seriously. It was just his opportunity to get his 2-minute clip on his Twitter feed, for all his complete moron fans. And some of them, they are absolute complete nut jobs. They're conspiracy theorist nutters. Absolute nutters. Did you vote? If they answer no, then I just tell them they don't have the right to an opinion. Well, yeah. And I was just sat there gobsmacked, because it would put posts up about it, be either about immigrants or people begging, and you just think, yeah, absolutely big, because I do enjoy the select committee. I mean, I'd love to do more of them. I might do 1 or 2 more live of them, because making a video out, nobody will watch them, because for simple reason, they're not as bonkers as what they used to be. If it turns into absolute mental and turns into utter bonkersness, like with Leaky Sue, you had Boris Johnson at his liaison committee. I can guarantee I'd have got 5 or 6 video clips out of it. But nowadays, no point, because there are people there, you might not agree with them politically, but they've got the briefs. They're all up on the briefs. They know exactly what the answer's pretty much in front of them, they take it seriously. Whereas before, you know, you've got whether it was Boris Johnson's leaky Sue or one or two of the others. No, it's nothing. It was just I'll just blag it, and then when they get caught out, they tend to go nuts over it. But yeah, looking forward to reading Soundheart's Tory Whip Diary. Reading, not buying. Yeah, exactly. That'll be I get the feeling from what I've heard, that's quite an interesting little bit of a book. That might be something I might be interested in. See if I can borrow from the internet. Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah. But anyway, I'll say, I don't know if Reagan Elite's got to do a live stream tonight. But if he is, and if he's still watching, let me know. But let's get back to the show. As I think you've heard enough from my rant. My ranting. No, not wrong with a bit of a rant, but just don't. I always say just don't overdo it. But anyway, speaking of the administration in America, that anybody see the mad interview with that well, you could basically say the bad guy, the most scariest Bond villain in the administration. No, not Elon Musk. I'm basically talking about yeah, I've just got myself slightly. I'm talking about Steve Bannon. This is quite hilarious.
Stephen Miller is with us today.
I'm here today to talk about
dough. May I ask you about dough?
No! I don't want you to.
What? But Stephen, people have questions. Stephen, I have to ask. Stephen, tell
me
what Doge means to you.
That wasn't very nice. I'd be very careful if I were you.
What does that mean?
Women. Let me guess, you're worried those little boys are going to have access to your information.
Yes, that's what we're worried
about.
about.
Let me tell you that they will. All the American people care about is that the little boys are young and supple and mostly white.
It's not true, Stephen. That's gross.
Why aren't you celebrating?
Celebrating what?
Celebrating that Daddy loves me very much.
President Trump?
Daddy.
So President Trump.
Yes. He sent me a text message.
Can we see it?
No. It's a green bubble.
Well, what does it say?
I'm not telling.
Okay, you know what?
He's off his chomp into Stephen Miller. He is scary. He is proper scary. As there's no. Right then. So fair enough. It's just that if I did run into his time, I didn't want to, you know, because if I did run in that bit over, I'd have just said to you, if you wanted to moderate his channel, I'd have said to both Jow, you and Mad Monk, you just get yourself off, you know, moderate his live stream if he was doing so. Cheers for that, Alistair. But I saw the interview. And she just asked him basic questions. And he fell apart, didn't he? He absolutely fell apart like a cheap suit. No, so that oh well. Sloppy Steve, that slaphead Steve Miller. Yes, he is bonkers, isn't he? You ask him, you know, can you imagine what it'd be like when he's at home? We don't imagine what it's like when he's if he's at home, you know. If don't know if he's married, he probably won't be, because nobody in the right mind want to live with that clown. You know, I've just asked him, would you want beans or toast? Would you like an egg on that? He'd have a meltdown, wouldn't he? Do you want a fried egg on top of your beans? He'd proper meltdown, wouldn't he? He would. Worth a plug is Reagan Elite's Discord server games night on Saturdays. It's my favourite politics fun night after Friday frolics. Yes, yeah, that's probably a good idea because, say most of the times I don't tend to go on Discord on a Saturday, just for whatever reason. Usually it's because I'm usually going to watch the football. So, and like I'll be doing again tomorrow, at home to MK Dons. So hopefully we can pick up another 3 points. Keep the pressure on at the top. But yeah, he's scary, isn't he? He's absolutely scary. But anyway, we have near enough come to the end of the show, pretty much. And what I like to do is always like to do something a little bit different, you know, to welcome in the weekend. But it's sort of like has that little bit of that, suppose that little bit of politics thrown in. That's what I like to try and do if I can. And also, I know my daughter. She's always been a bit of a fan of the Monty Python films. You get her on to reciting Monty Python quotes like, "We are the knights who sin, and it is a mere flesh wound, and none shall pass from life of Brian." You'll have a reciting them for loves them. So anyway, I picked up this. This is from The Meaning of Life, and yeah, Miller that eats beans, 2 Mexican. You're probably right, Simon says. But anyway, this clip, it kind of basically explains how democracy works. So
don't stand there, Corbyn, like you've never seen your undergod before. Now, today we're going to do marching up and down the square. That is, unless any of you got anything better to do. Well, anyone got anything they'd rather be doing than marching up and down the square?
All I'm going to say is I'd love to know how he managed to reach that high note, higher than Mariah Carey ever could.
Yes, Atkinson. What would you rather be doing, Atkinson?
Well, to be quite honest, Sarge, I'd rather be at home with the wife and kids.
Would you now?
Yes, Sarge.
Right, off you go. Now, everybody else happy with my little plan of marching up and down the square a bit?
Sarge?
Yes?
I've got a book I'd quite like to read.
Right, you go read your book then. Now! Everybody else quite content to join in with my little scheme of marching up and down the square?
Sarge?
Yes, Wycliffe, what is it?
Well, I'm learning the piano.
Learning the piano?
Yes, Sarge.
And I suppose you want to go and practice, eh? Marching up and down the square, not good enough for you, eh?
Well...
Right, off you go! Now, what about the rest of you? Rather be at the pictures, I suppose. All right, off you go! Bloody army, I don't know where it's coming to. Right, Sergeant Major marching up and down the square. Left, right, left.
Democracy and humanitarianism have always been trademarks of the British Army.
Rubbish!
Yes. Democracy and humanitarianism have always been the trademark of the British Army. Rubbish! Oh, the Ministry of Silly Walks. Yes, I remember that. Would you like the 5-minute argument or the 10-minute argument? Oh dear, that was brilliant. Do you know what? That's the trouble with this Friday frolic. It just goes too quickly. In 2 hours, just poof, goes. It just shows you how much I enjoy doing this. It's just all I enjoy getting it all prepared and sorted and getting it into some sort of bit of an order if I can. And are the French? Yes, my favourite are the French on the Holy Grail. Yes, your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries. Yes, I know it was something to that effect. Yes. No, I already said we got one. Yes, I have to say, Alistair, it just seems to fly by to this Friday frolic. You know, I basically just started it as a bit of a pitter-patter, you know, help me get better and feel more comfortable doing stuff like this. And I just thought I'd do it for a few weeks because nobody would be interested. But I've grown into it and I'm just sort of like, have so much fun. It just sets me up for the weekend. And I've heard one or two say it's been rather good for my mental health as well, you know, because you hear some utter shite you have to deal with all the week, and it's just a couple of hours away from the reality of everything. And I suppose we have that little bit of gallows humour in it as well. So anyway, but I do hope you've enjoyed tonight, and as much as I've enjoyed presenting it and sorting it out, and it just leaves me to say, I just want you all have a fantastic weekend. Oh, before you go, give a massive thumbs up to my fantastic moderators, Mad Monk, Alistair, and Jow. Much appreciated. I couldn't do this without you guys because it's like I noticed you were sorted out the complete lunatic who clearly wasn't happy with me before we'd even got into the first clip. A naughty dog. He clearly is not happy with me. But anyway, who cares? You know, can't please everybody. But I'm just going to say, yes, hit the like, folks, on your way out. Be really appreciative. And thanks for stopping. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care, my friends, and take care.